You're watching EVH Gear TV, brought to you by Mike's Music. Visit Mike's Music online for all your EVH and other gear needs. Microphones for EVH Gear TV are provided by Rode Microphones, and official Van Halen merchandise is provided by VanHalenStore.com. Now, here's your host from Ontario, Canada, EVH Gear artist Eric Broadbent.
Hey everybody, testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Hopefully you can hear me. You're going to probably hear a little bit of a different sound here. I'm using the lapel mic for this live broadcast. I've moved the office chair out of here. It lets me get a little bit more room here at the control station using the stool. And I'm going to do a little bit of jamming with the Line 6 Helix. After the show last night, I only had about 15 minutes with it yesterday, maybe half an hour at best before the show. And last night after the show, I stayed up until 2 o'clock in the morning playing. And 2 o'clock in the morning at my old age has not happened in a very, very long time. I probably could have played through till 4, but I felt guilty. I knew my body was going to really regret it in the morning, having only a few hours sleep. But I am absolutely in love with this thing. I'm still a newbie to it. I don't know much about it. I'm going to be counting on a few of my friends, Jamie Trevino being one of them who knows the Helix inside and out, Chad Boston and a few other people like that as well too. I'm going to pick on their knowledge, and I'll try to return the favor in some way in exchange for them helping me out with the knowledge. But what I plan on doing today is just going through a couple patches that I've downloaded. There's only one that I tweaked a little bit, and when by that I didn't do anything other than turning up the mids. A lot of you guys that watch the show know that I crank my mids a lot. Excuse me, finishing a McDonald's coffee here and I got a burp. And I don't think I've ever burped on camera, so I'm going to try my best not to do that. Jack Shea Martin's jumping in, says, hey Eric. Darren Moore, rock and roll, says, hey there. And sounds good. Okay, good. So I'm glad that you like the sound of that. So the first thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to open up my Logic Audio. I'm finally, a lot of people have said it, both my family and friends, is more so, well, actually I was going to say the more so family, but no, it's equal. People have been telling me, like, Eric, you've got a lot of music, you need to do something. You haven't done anything since 2012. And that's very true. I have a hard drive. I don't even know the size of the content of files I have on there for tunes. What I do whenever I write a riff, whether I record it with my phone or record it on the computer, I save it in a file and I'll date them, October or November, or even if it's just, if I write a couple riffs a year, we'll say, and I do a lot more than that, but I'll save them by year. I'll go back in there every once in a while and I'll listen to them again. And so if I like that again after a year, we'll say, if after a few months to a year, I'll make another folder called Keepers. And I won't move the file, but I'll copy it and throw it in the Keepers folder. And that Keepers folder has been building up, and then I'll go back in there a couple of years later again, listen to the same riffs again. I'm like, okay, cool, they're going to stay there. And if I found a keeper that I flagged a year ago and it just doesn't move me anymore, then I just delete it, and it doesn't actually delete the file because I've got it elsewhere as well too. So that process has been going on for a while, and certain new things have been inspirational for me for recording. Number one, getting better equipment. That always helps. And I talked about this in my audio podcast on iTunes one time. I said that even getting a guitar cord, a really cool guitar cord, or maybe a new pedal, that alone can inspire you to do your thing. Maybe a new guitar or an amplifier. In this case, it's a series of several of them. It's a guitar, it's a processor. Excuse me. Oh, I also had McDonald's breakfast on the way here too. So pardon that. I don't want to be rude on here. The coffee is really hitting the spot right now. With hardly any sleep, but it's for good reason. Richard Antonelli is saying, looking forward to hearing. Drawad Beak Tour is in here, and Ian Lorimer as well says, hey bro. So a couple of these riffs I really like, and this is a nice surprise too. One of the ones that you heard me play on the show before, you can kind of hear the string crackle here. I'm just going to do it acoustically from it. I do this riff here. It's kind of got a nice funky sass to it, and the verse is kind of like a... And in case you're wondering if you're not hearing the Helix, that's on purpose. I'm just showing you acoustically. Mark Kendall from Great White is going to play on this song. He's going to play a lead on it. So I'm very, very honored to have that. That's I don't know if we're going to trade leads, or maybe I'm just going to say, you know what? I'm going to send him the track, and he's agreed to do it. He doesn't know which song it is yet. He just agreed to do a song with me, and I'm sending him that one. I think that has his name written all over it. I'll see what he does. He may even want to take the song in a different direction, and God bless him. He's got a heck of a lot more experience than I do, and I'm just going to say, if you see something you want to change, go for it. But I'm going to have him on the track as well. That's going to be on that one, and that's a fun one. But I've got some other darker ones too that are really cool. The one I'm going to show you in a second, and then I'm going to get into some of these patches I downloaded, and of course they're mostly Van Halen. And Darren, I know you're gonna get mad at me when I say this, but it's a Van Hagar patch. However, don't let that scare you, because you can use that for a lot of other things too. Really cool stuff. There's some really cool things that can translate. I'm even using it for some of my stuff. And here again too, it's one of the ones where it's a bit of a pitch detune. You might have heard me asking Nick and Eric on the show last night about pitch detune, because Eddie along the balance era was, and prior to as well, was doing the really big wet, dry, wet, and having, the pitch detune on either side, down a little bit on the left hand side, up in pitch on the other side, just to give a nice chorusing stereo effect. So I took the patch I downloaded there, it's called Van Hagar from the Custom Tone on line 6, and all I did was just, I think it was about -9 cents, positive 11 cents on the other, or 9 cents on the other side. I brought it 11 and 11, minus and plus, and it really, it looks like I'm directing an air traffic controller here, but that's what really made it come to life. So I had Mark on my podcast, great guy, sweet. Yeah, he is a really good guy, down to earth. He's battled a lot of things and come through flying on the other side, and he's a good man. I love him to death. So without yapping much more, let's turn off the microphone. Actually, I'll keep the microphone on for a second. I am going to turn it off because you're going to get a string clack from my microphone. At least it's a little easier now. I don't have to reach back and hit my wireless Rode pack on my guitar strap. I can just do this. It's so nice. I love my new mixer. And the really cool thing is too, last night I used the Helix as a mixer in itself too. I ran it right to the computer, bypassing my new Personas mixer, and it's amazing the things you can do. Excuse me, as you heard Nick and Eric talking on the show last night, this is really cool. I didn't know about this. So let's say I'm recording into GarageBand or Logic. I'm just referring to Macintosh here, and you can set your USB to go out. So let's say I got a really cool Van Halen patch, which is called, well, no, I don't have it on Van Halen one right now. Let's say whatever my patch is, it's going to send that nice processed tone to, say, track 1, and then on track 2, it'll send a clean track, right? So it's a non-destructive thing. So you, if you don't like what you've written on track 1, or you don't like the tone that you got, and it's baked into it, track 2, and when I say baked, the tone is written to it. You can't change it after the fact. Your your tempo's a little wrong. You can't correct that after the fact. So do it on track 2 on your clean track, and you can go to another patch. You can change it from clean to distorted to whatever you want, put an effect on it, take it off, non-destructive. So I love that feature, very cool. I haven't experimented with that yet. Let me see here. MB250, what's up, everyone? Long time no see, for sure. Very happy to have you here, man. And Constance jumping in saying hi, everyone. And MB says, room is looking nice, Eric. Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, making it tidy. I've got it arranged so I can get the Helix in here where it's visible, which is not too bad right now. I want it to be seen all the time, obviously, because I'm going to be using it a lot, and I want it close to me here as well, too. I do have the foot controller down below. I can't really pull that out right now, but it's a godsend in itself, too. All right, so let's get a tone here. I'm going to show you the first song here. Let's see if you guys can hear this before I turn off my microphone. I'm going to open up Logic, and this one's kind of fun. This one's quite dark, and it's very Dokken inspired. George Lynch. A lot of people were telling me they're hearing some of my songs. They're saying, Eric, that sounds like it's got a Dokken flavor to it, and like I like George Lynch and I like Dokken like the next guy, but I didn't really sit there and ever focus on that style of music. I listened to it, of course, but it wasn't an obsession with mine. So I guess apparently some of it's rubbed off without even realizing it. So I called up on one of the best people I know that does Dokken, and George Lynch for that matter, I shouldn't just say Dokken, is Jay Parmer. And Jay's been going through some things right now. He's just kind of taking some quiet time for himself and the family, but when he's back on his feet, he's going to give this song a listen. And I said, Jay, this one's got your name written on it. I'd like you to give me some assistance, maybe collab on it. So I'm going to be doing a lot of collab with a lot of people. First of all, having Mark Kendall on the record is going to be great. Chad Boston's jumping in. Hey, buddy, good to see you. And Chad, thank you so much. You know what I'm thanking you for. I'm thanking you for all the knowledge you've given me in a very short time. So thank you very much when it comes to the Helix. Brad's jumping in too, another fellow Canadian. So tell me if you guys can hear this. Here we go. Okay, can you hear that? All right, now here again, it's me playing the bass on that, and just a couple guitar tracks, and the drummer is just like the Logic drummer, but I think it's got a nice feel. I kind of put a little bit of a swing to it so it doesn't feel so stiff. Got a couple breaks on it as well. So I'm going to turn off my mic, and here's the patch I've got. And here again is just downloaded from Custom Tone. It's a bit of a George Lynch style tone. You're gonna hear a little bit of noises because there's a lot of gain in this patch. Okay, so watch this. Watch when we get going. This is going to be a lot of fun, all right? So I'm going to mute my microphone and tell me what you think of this. I'm going to probably crank up my Helix just a little bit more. All right. All right, Godspeed. Let's have some fun with this one. And you tell me if you like this. And this is, if you're, okay, good. Sounds good, perfect, getting thumbs up. You tell me if you like this. And I'm telling you, this year is going to be finally my year for a new record. And it'll be the first solo record. I did 2 records with Finding Core, 2005 and 2010, which was called 5210, 5210. May 2nd, 2010 when we released it, so we called it 5210. Very cool. I haven't done records since I was a teenager. I had Eric Broadbent's, what was it? Eric Broadbent's Nuclear Leftover Project, and then I had Reckless Fable. Those were just done on cassette, short runs of about 500 cassettes. Did all the artwork myself and colored them in with frigging markers on the first one, all by myself. Every single one of them were colored. I went through so many markers, it wasn't even funny. And there you go. There you go. Ian Lorimer says, sounds like Mr. Scary. Very influenced by that. But you'll hear when I get into the lead part, and it's very simple lead so far. It's just more of a lead melody. It's very haunting, you know, a little Egyptian minery kind of feel. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but here we go. Let's shut up and play. Here it goes. How did that sound? You like that? Thanks, guys. Brad and Axis giving me the thumbs and the horns up. That's very, very cool. I like that a lot. It's a lot of fun. So the really cool thing, what really got me playing with that one, I do a riff. I'll try to keep the Helix on for a second. A little noisy. So I use a wah, and it's not on this part of the recording right now, but I use it like an envelope filter. And I'm sure if I can't really give you an example of any bands that was going after in the tone, but I use a wah unlike the traditional sense of rocking the wah on the beat. And so I'll roll it from a full-on, actually a fully backwards bassy wah into a treble and back again. So I'm kind of pedaling this tone here. So like that, and then it goes into the pre-chorus. It does. So there, very, very cool. So you guys are liking it. That's awesome. I'll play that one more time, and then I'm going to show you some other patches on here. Then I'm going to grab a guitar that I have, a USA PV Wolfgang that's tuned up to concert pitch. Almost every guitar in the house is tuned down. I got another one that I've got some tracks recorded on, and it's in a standard pitch. I'm going to show you that one in a sec. So let's try this one more time, just because this is fun. One more sip of coffee, one sec. And I'll turn off my mic so you don't hear me swallow coffee. All right, there we go. All right. So there we go. And Terry Bear is jumping in. He says, not the dreaded Tim's. No, this is McDonald's. This is good coffee. I love Tim Hortons, but it's not consistent. It's not consistent. You go to 3 Tim Hortons, you got 3 different coffees. McDonald's, I find, is the most consistent coffee when it comes to fast food coffee anyways. Terry Bear says, cool looking guitar, Eric. Can you definitely play better than me, bud? You know, it's funny, check this out. Where is it? Thank you, I appreciate that, by the way. What am I ever going to do with 100 Fender logos? What am I going to do with all those? Look at those. Notice the Fender logo on the headstock? Pretty cool. That was my design. I wanted to do that opposed to the Kramer. I wanted to keep the props to the Fender team. I love it. Blimpus Rock Video says, love that riff. Thank you. All right, so let's grab, oh, hang on. This is still playing. I'm going to try something else here for a second. I'm going to grab that patch I was telling you about. It's called Van Hagar. Okay, and I know there's some Van Halen fans that don't like the Sammy Hagar area and vice versa, but this tone, this patch, is very user friendly. It's a big balancy type of thing. All right, so I'll give you an example. Let's turn over to it. So watch how versatile this can be. I like this patch a lot, and I'm going to be using this one for a lot more than just Van Halen, but it's got some more Van Halen to it. All right, so how's that sound? That's pretty cool, isn't it? Just go back a little bit. Ian Guitar Man says very cool. Jack Shea Martin says nice, best of both worlds. Just learned that I need to get the tone. Nice stereo. If whatever effects you have, if you have a way to detune, even if you're running mono, you can still do it. You do a stereo patch, but have them going mono, minus 11 cents on the left side, positive 11 cents on the other side, or vice versa. I don't think it's going to make a big difference to your ears. One's going to be lower, one's going to be higher, and it's not like steps. I mean, it's not whole tones, it's cents, millicents, whatever. Oh, there you go. The law's jumping in, dude. I want to have you on the show right away, Jamie. It's going to be all about you, and come on the show, and you can teach me and other people more of the fine mechanics of the Helix. So, answer to your question, love it. This is the best. I'm gonna go on the record right now. This is a testament to Line 6 and a testament to a lot of things. This piece of gear is the best thing that has ever happened to my guitar playing. I'm gonna swear. The first time I swear on the show, I'm full of piss and vinegar. I'm not full of poop. I'm full of piss and vinegar. This thing, oh, I cannot thank it. I cannot thank what it does for me. It's making me want to play the guitar more so than I ever have before. So let's go back and look over a couple of the questions. So Tony, great guitar player. Tony says, love the leads and phrasing. Sounds wicked. Thank you. Did I miss anything else? Terry Barry mentioned his comment. Yep. And Ian says, bet that sounds good for a cobble wobble too. Yeah, I used to. I used to know that song. I used to play it with the band, but I don't know it anymore. That's all I know. Yeah, so a good one. A good call on that one. Let me see, where have I left off here? Chris Jones saying tasty licks, eh? Let me see here. It's nice seeming volume balance. Pan right with subtle reverb to get the part of the patch, or is an artifact on YouTube? No, there should be. Let me see, pan right. Yeah, there probably is some. Matter of fact, yeah, there's just reverb in the right speaker. There's no reverb in the left. And to test that, excuse me, let me pan the Helix fully left. Hear that? But let me pan the Helix fully right. You're going to hear probably just the reverb trails, I think, and maybe a bit of the stereo effect. I'm not sure. I've never done this. Oh, that's the wrong one. I was going to put effects on. Don't want to do that. Okay, so you're hearing a moderately less processed tone in the right speaker and lots of reverb. Kind of like, it's kind of borrowing from the early Van Halen too. If you listen to those first records in a car stereo, you pan fully left, you can hear just Dave's vocal and Mike's bass. And then you'll hear reverb trails of Eddie's guitar. That was one of the secrets to the production of that, was, you know, a nice raw guitar in one speaker, and the plate would be placed off to the other channel, which I believe is the right, but not positive on that. Depends on how you're wearing your headphones that day. Let's take that same Van Hagar patch. I'll make sure I'm not missing anyone's comments for sure. So yeah, Jamie, love it, man. And if you have a night free this week, Wednesday and Friday, I'm busy with the show as well. Here's a question for you too. Wednesday night, I've got Derek Sherinian from Dream Theater and Sons of Apollo on, and I always like to table ideas with. I consider you guys almost like investors in the company, or what's the word I'm looking for? Shareholders, or I don't know, whatever you call it. But I really value each of your opinions. And Wednesday, I probably can't do a video interview with Derek. He wants to do it live. He just doesn't have a camera available where he's going to be at. So are you guys cool if, I mean, it might be a night where you don't have to look at me for the night. I'll just put a slideshow up or something like that, nice photos of the bands and stuff like that, of Derek's bands he's been in. It'll just be an audio interview. If you guys are cool with that, I'm still gonna go ahead with it, but I don't want to displease my viewers. So maybe drop a comment down below if you think, or in the chat, if you think that's still cool. It's gonna be an audio only interview, and I'll stick it up on iTunes after too. But here again, I'm just tabling it with my friends. So I wanted to get your opinion on that. Let me see here. Blimpus Rock Videos got that tone, brother. Awesome. Jack Shea Martin says, pound cake nice, you just need to drill. You know, back in my day when I was playing with the band, that was a shtick of mine. The drill wasn't the shtick, obviously Eddie Van Halen thing and a Paul Gilbert thing, but my thing was I would use it for a couple times during the night. I would use it in my guitar solo, then I would smash it to pieces every single time I played. And I literally, like, the drill never made it a second night. If it did, it was duct taped together. It'd be smashed the next night. And my bass player in the band, was manager of a pawn shop, so we got drills pretty cheap, and that was my thing, was smash drills. So kind of a neat thing. And it has to be, to do the pound cake thing too, you need a drill that, I forget what they call it. I'm not a tool person, knowing about tools, I mean, not the band. When you let go of the trigger on the drill, you want the chuck to continue to run almost free, like there's no resistance to it. Not the one that just goes and stop like a cordless screwdriver. You need the chuck that continues to roll. Some of you guys that are into construction stuff like that would probably know the term, but it's the chuck that has to have the continual roll after it runs out of power. It's almost like being in a car and putting it neutral, and you're just going to keep rolling until there's no more resistance anymore. Let me see here. Law says, didn't expect that. Let's do it. Awesome. For sure. Let's do that. Okay. I'll reach out to you later today and we'll set something up. And I think the people here on the show will love it because you're an amazing player and you know this stuff in and out. And I'm going to be writing down notes. Trust me. Rocamp says, hey, sounds amazing. I was on the fence with the Helix and Kemper, but went with the Kemper only because I had the power amp built in. Yeah. Helix sounds killer. Thank you. And if it's something you need for the amplification, certainly. Now, Jamie, another example, he's running at, as I mentioned on the show last night, he uses the power amp of his Carvin Vi Legacy 3. He's using the preamps and some of the effects of this thing. So there's so many possibilities. For me, the biggest thing is going to probably be doing what I'm doing exactly right now, doing the live broadcast, because I don't have to have the amps back there cranked. And for a recording interface, I'm probably going to be using it for a lot as well too. Let's continue down. Ian says, I'm an Axe FX 2 user, but the Helix just seems much more user-friendly. I think it is. I'm not gonna slam other products because I like Fractal and Mark Day as my friend. He was on the show and he taught me a lot about the Fractal. And there's nothing bad to say about any of those companies. And that's something I really applauded the guys last night from Line 6, Eric and Nick. Beautiful gentlemen, like brilliant. They and very cool. They didn't take the opportunity to slam another company. In fact, they praised other companies and they said that they were just honored to be mentioned in the same sentences with those guys. So can learn a lot from those gentlemen for sure. Mickey Gisberg says, like that sound. What amp model is that? That is, I don't know. Let me see. How do I find out? Jamie, how do I find out? And I guess I go into, hang on. Oh, hang on a second. That's not it. Gotta go back home. I forget how to do that. Can someone tell me how to do that? If I forget. I totally forget how to do this. So that's the thing I got to learn. If I had the software open on the screen, I would know for sure. But maybe Jamie will comment down in a minute. I don't know for sure. And I know I've been in there before. Oh, okay, model list. So press the joystick to open model list, but that's for the effects and stuff like that. I forget how to do it. Hang on, it might be over here. Okay, that's the cabinet. All right, that makes sense. Here it is. I see it. I'm an idiot. Okay, so that's the PV Panama. Believe it or not. Okay, so that's the PV Panama, and there's 2 amps. It's probably the PV Panama as well. Yeah. Okay. So just done with the panning. Okay. So I'm an idiot. As I said, I'm brand new to this, and even the smallest, simplest mechanics I don't know how to do. But that's going to change because most people that know me know I research stuff to death. So there you go. Let me see it. Scroll down a little bit more. Dan Wilhite says, "Hey Eric, sounding good, man. I'm also wet, dry, wet fake out for sure." And that's what I'm going to be doing very, very soon here as well too. I'm going to be doing a nice wet, dry, wet rig. I'm going to pick up two 212 cabinets, EVHs, and so I'm going to put a lunchbox and a lunchbox on either side. Well, I shouldn't say the lunchboxes are going to move. They're going to stay there, but I'm going to have a 212 cabinet over there and a 212 cabinet over there. The 5150 in the center will be my dry rig, and then left and right's on the side. I'm probably going to do the 4-cable method with the Helix, and then I'm going to speak to some of you guys that know this product a heck of a lot better than me, my friends here on the chat, and then the guys at Line 6 as well too, pick their brains and get a really cool Eddie Van Halen wet dry true way of doing it. So that'll be cool as well too. And yeah, okay, so Axis says joystick to select the amp. Yeah, I'm such a goofball sometimes. Mickey says about Derek Trinian, I'd listen to that Dream Theater besides Alter Bridge is one of my 2 favorite bands, so even though he's not in it anymore, it's still awesome. I'd be cool with that. Awesome, okay, good. Jamie says, absolutely, I'm all about it. Let's talk in the coming days. Question joystick over to the guitar input. Yeah, okay, so we got that. Excellent. What was it? Oh yeah, it's really cool too. I have an advanced copy of the Sons of Apollo album. It doesn't go on until it's not for a good few days or a week or so, and to show my support for the band as well too. Derek was kind enough to send me an advanced screening copy, which I can't share and I don't want to share obviously for legal protection for the band. But I bought the pre-order as well too, so that will be, I'll have it in my iTunes whenever the release date is in a couple weeks. So looking forward to that, and it's really good. I only got through about 4 or 5 tracks so far. That's all the time I had. I love it. It's really, really good. I'm not a real prog guy. Okay, so let's I'll try to highlight this here. Yeah, so everyone's helping me. Everyone's helped me with getting the amp mouse. So that's very, very good. So what I want to show you now, I'm going to play, and you know what, some of my, I've had some people say, I don't get too many hate comments, which is nice, and I'm, knock on wood, I'm very blessed for that. And sometimes I hear people through the grapevine that complain about me playing some of my band songs. But you know what? I can't get a copyright strike against me if I'm playing my own music. It allows me to demonstrate gear, and I don't have to worry about a copyright flag and then losing a video. So I'm going to play a couple using this, the Van Hagar patch, all right? And this one kind of works. Okay, and actually before I do that, check this out. How is this for a Van Halen tone? Other than a D string or E string out of tune. Jamie says, "Is my gate on?" Yeah, I see that. I see that. Let's find out. I would think so, right? Yeah, looks like it, right? And then is there 2 gates? Oh no, because that's a compressor. And then there's the gate on the other one. So okay, you know what? Hang on a sec. Let's try this. Okay, that's getting a bit better. Let's go to the one up top. There you go. Jamie, see? You know your stuff. Okay, so let me, since how we're in a drop D, might as well stay there. Let's see if you guys can hear this, all right? Okay. This is a fun song of mine to play. I like this one a lot. It's just a fun song to play. There's no crazy guitar in it. How'd that one sound? That's fun. That's a lot of fun. And I like getting those little... when I try to do them, I can't. And it's such a... I'm in E flat, then drop down to D. And it's just so slinky. It's so, oh, just fun. And the harmonics, it's not just the Helix. It's the vibe from the Helix. It's the inspiration that the Helix causes. And it's also the gain stages and all that kind of stuff. But those harmonics. And it seems like I can hit them every time now. I love it. I love it. So Mickey Giesberg says, yeah, I was right. No experience with the rack unit, but I assume it's pretty much the same layout. Yeah, I would assume so, Mickey, probably. Derek has a new BCC album coming out soon too. And so thank you, Jamie, on the gate. It was on. It was just, I think the threshold had to be cranked considerably, and I had to do it twice because we had them on two sides, right? Your songs are great anyway, so screw them. Thank you, MB. I appreciate that. And I really, when people say negative stuff, it does not, I'm like Teflon. It bounces off me, or water off a duck's back, whatever, right? But that's the explanation for it. That's why I play it. Mark Tom666 says killer riff and sound. Thank you. Okay, and input block all the way to the left. Very cool. Is the audio pan to the right more? More of the effect pan to the right. Hey, James from Ottawa is jumping in, says, hey peoples. Constance, I really like the song, thank you. And Runaway is a great song, brother. Do Fantasy? Okay, I can do that. Let's, because I got to tune back up. I'm going to play Fantasy, and then I'm going to play Fall Silent, which is a really fun one too. And I think that's Darren Moore's favorite of mine, is Fall Silent. And just for now, this patch, I would never think I would want to use like a balance, or I should say balance, like a 5150 Best of Both Worlds patch for some of my music, but it sounds nice rich stereo. So let's try Fantasy. And for people, if they're wondering what song that is, on the outro of the show, when it says at the end credits, you know, video production services brought to you by blah blah blah, that's Fantasy that's playing there. So it's kind of a fun song. Actually, most of you guys don't know this, but there's a song on my record 5210, and I'd be more than happy to share the link with any of you guys who would like my record. I'm not going to charge you for it. But there's a song called F-Bomb, and it literally is the intro to Fantasy. So it actually kind of starts off, it's kind of neat. Okay, here's memory for you, okay? I'm testing my memory because I haven't played this solo since I was with the band. This was my solo spot. I stopped doing the Van Halen thing with the band, and I was just doing my stuff. And so F-Bomb would lead into Fantasy. And I'm going to just try to do as much of it as I can, and then I'll play it for you, and you tell me how close I was. So it goes something like this. Okay, I brutalized it, but here it is here. I'm going to play it for you. It's called F-Bomb, and this was the intro to Fantasy. Here we go. One second. You know what I just did? I'm on a PC over here, and I have a Macintosh over here. I held my control key on my Mac keyboard, and I right-clicked on a PC. Holy cow. All right, Eric, you're on a PC. Right-click. Open with Windows Media Player. Oh, what a high-tech system. All right. Okay, so I'll go right into fantasy after this. It'll ring out, it'll go. So there you go. How'd you like that one? I like that a lot. And you know what? I have to text the boy. 1 second. That's very important. I forgot to do something that's very important. I'll say, boy, son, actually, let's be nice. Son, can you please come down here? I forgot to put something away and I'm going to get in trouble for it. Let's see if he comes down. Okay, let's go. Let's have a look. Let me see here. Memphis Rock Videos, Runaway is a great song. Let's do fantasy. Okay, that we just did that. And can I do some cleans? Yes, I will play some cleans for sure. And just the boys texting me back real quick. Okay, come on in here for a second. He's outside. He says, I am outside your door. Can you do me a favor, son?
What's up?
Can you please put the chicken away that's on the kitchen table? Just find a way, put it in the crisper or wherever you can in the fridge. Just find a place for it, so Mom doesn't get upset with me.
You're broadcasting?
Yes, I'm broadcasting, and I'm showing my skeletons that I forget my things I'm supposed to do sometimes.
Wait, so where is it?
It's on the kitchen table in a bag tied up. It's a whole chicken. Throw it in the fridge for me, please and thanks.
Love you.
I love you too, kid. We're
Hey,
live.
guys.
Hey, little Junior says hi. All right, so there you go. You got to see me. Hey, can you see him? There he is. All right, that's his hand. That's a reasonable facsimile of Junior. I forgot about that. I don't want to get in trouble. Not that I get in trouble, but I got to keep my princess happy.
See you guys.
All right. Cheers, buddy. Thank you. I'm going to play another one here for a second. And then I will do some cleans for you. And I got to show you the Van Halen patch that Nick Bell from Line 6 wrote. I'm going to go into that one next. It's cool. It's really, really cool. It's a total old brown sound, Variac. The amplifier just about to blow up. A lot of sag and just, you can hear the amps starving. I'm going to play you that one in just a second. But let's play Fall Silent real quick. All right, let's try that. All right, here goes Fall Silent. And let's turn off the microphone. Sustain. It works. Not too bad. I like that. Thanks. A bunch of other people jumping in too. Randall Fisher says, sounds great. Thank you. Very Y&T sounding, but a great song. I forgot the chicken, but it wasn't there for long. Axis shows an emoticon of a chicken. Awesome playing from Rocamp. And what effects do you have for the best of both worlds? It's going to be probably a modulation, pitch detuned. Jamie Trevino would know better the law in the chat here. What is it? It is, 1 second. Pitch, just simple pitch. And like I said, a minus 11 cents in the left, positive on the right, or vice versa. It doesn't make a difference. And then the actual distortion is modeled after a tube screamer. And I just cranked the mids on that. Excuse me, that's all I did. I just turned the mids up full blast on that. So I like the mids, nice and thick. And that's it. And then the amplifier is the PV5150 model. So what I'm going to do now, let's tune. I'm in proper tuning. Let's show you this one that Nick wrote from Line 6. This is his EVH model. This is pretty nice. Okay, so what I want to demonstrate on this one is obviously it's modeled after Ed's old, classic Marshall, very act, and just you can hear the amp starving. Let me turn off my mic for a second. What do you guys think of that one? That's pretty cool, right? I like that a lot, and it's very So what's weird about that patch is I love it to death. I'm used to a lot of gain, and there's not a lot of gain on that patch. There really isn't. It sounds like it, but there isn't. You notice it because there's still sustain. So how do you like that one? That's pretty cool. Okay, so Jack Shea Martin's jumping off, and I'm going to be jumping off here right away too. JIT says your down picking stamina is very good. Metallica next. I don't know a lot of Metallica. I used to, you know, like, let's get rid of that phaser for a minute. something like that, you know, and obviously, you know, that kind of stuff. I did a little bit of Metallica back in the day, but I really don't know a lot, I'll be honest. Blippus Rock videos, your EVH playing is on point. Thank you, I appreciate it. And I'm getting rusty on it. I'm going to be getting better because now I have the drive to play guitar a lot more. I retired from it for the most part, and I was more focused on the show and interviews and things like that, and my guitar playing is probably 90% show, like the talk show stuff, and then 10% guitar playing. Now I want to balance that and still balance my life too, which is tough, but I'm going to be playing a lot more too. So Carlo Santin says, tune in at the right time. Sweet, Eric, thank you. Randall Fisher says, killer tone. Bruce Anderson sounds great, Eric. I think what I'll do just to wrap up in a second is I'll just try a couple other patches. And Carlo says, you talk about love sounds right on. Excellent. Tapping sounds exactly right as well. Thank you. Something that Nick mentioned last night. This is Nick's patch, the one I was just playing. And then shortly after he sent me the patch, I apologize for the squeaks of this chair here, stool. He said he modified the flanger, so when you do the this part, you know, so he turned the switch into a momentary switch, so you actually have to hold it, because if you think about it, Eddie's only using that flanger for okay, like that. So he made it so you have to press, and you can actually just keep your foot on the board, and then actually, when is it when it's off? But it's momentary anyways. I forget which way it was, but he modified the patch to do just that. So very, very cool. And that's all the Line 6 custom tone. Just go there, you got to log in, create an account, you can download that stuff. So I'm going to go through just a few patches I downloaded last night. Let's go have a look. I'm in the some of these require some impulse responses that I haven't downloaded, so they don't sound good without them. So, well, here's you talked about a Metallica one. It's kind of nice. Well, you know, actually, I want to go back for a second, because you know what I was having some fun with the other day? Let's go back for a sec. Okay, so maybe even Van Higger. So I'm having a lot of fun with Rush, a lot of fun, and got a little carried away. Sorry about that. So some Rush stuff. So let's have a look at PV5153. I haven't even tried this one yet. PV5153. So I'll have PV and a 5153, I guess. Okay, I like that. Other than the delays are a little insane, I do like that. What else we got? This one's called Dream Clean. Sounds like a product for the kitchen sink. There you go. I like that. Okay, so you're getting a little bit of a string clack here, which kind of making it sound like a piezo, but it's because of the microphone. Let's turn the microphone off and just kind of enjoy that clean track. You know what? This is the perfect time to end the broadcast in a second. And that's, there you go. JT says Dream Clean, isn't that for Pull Me Under? Probably, as it sounds like it, doesn't it? MB likes the Rush. Oh, cool. Thanks, Dan. It says you should do some how to play Van Halen tutorials. I do have to brush up on my chops first. I really do. I was a lot better in my day. And like I said, my life changed, and it wasn't all about guitar anymore, and I need to bring that back heavily into my life. So I'm not going to do any tutorials or anything like that until I improve, and I'm going to work on that, but I will do that. So that little riff there is a song actually I wrote 20 years ago, and it's been with me forever, and that's one of those ones I call it a keeper. So it actually used to do that. Okay, and then I went into this really heavy riff, and it's changed completely. It used to go like this. Picture this with distortion. Okay, and then it would do a really heavy, like, going to F, G, A, C, D. Okay, so I've changed that. And I have that one, some chops written here on Logic. I'm going to reopen it, and I'm going to switch guitars because it's in a concert pitch, standard pitch. What do they call this one? 80s rhythm, I call it, but it's actually called Dreams. So let's close that. I don't even know why it's an empty project. Close. Don't see. Oh, you know what? It's not empty. It's at the end. I better save that. Okay, so it's reopening. Okay, here we go. Oh, I can hear the boy playing my acoustic out there. Sounds good too. He's playing El Manana by beautiful song by Gorillaz. I love that. Beautiful, beautiful song. He's playing it. The kid amazes me. Okay, so tell me if you can hear this, okay? I like this. I'll change guitars. reason why I was struggling there for a second, my guitar strap is much heavier than it normally is because I have a Rode wireless microphone pack on it. It was about ready to drop and I didn't want to drop that. Okay, so this is my USA PV standard hardtail. And where's my guitar cord? Let's grab that. Oh, excuse me. Old man. Old man, old bones. All right. So this, I like this one a lot. This one is very cool. So that clean part would have gone to the beginning of that. Okay, let's unmute the Helix. So okay, so let's go back to maybe the 5150 patch, maybe. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to play along with that, okay, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, let's do that again. So what I'm doing there, I do it twice. Okay, now I got it. I had to learn my own song again. It's been a bit. Okay, so let's try it again. So there you go. What do you think of that? And I love this guitar too. It plays nice. No whammy bar. All right, I'm just going to read the comments here, and I am going to let everybody go. Nice stereo sound. Thank you. Blimpus Rockford says, just saw Rick Emmett live acoustic. Great guitar player. Yeah, I saw him in Windsor. It was great. Sandra Lee and I both saw him up close, met him, got some photos with him. Great, really cool dude. Rush was nice. And Randall Fisher says, sounds like some old Dokken kind of. Yeah, there again too, it has that flavor. I don't know why some of my stuff is sounding like that. Great riff. And Carlo Santin says, that's a good tune. Thank you. I got a whole ton more. I'm really looking forward to it. Got the other one too, that's kind of the, this is the one that Mark Kendall's probably going to play on. So that's going to be fun as well too. Really, really nice. It's fun. A whole bunch of them, and some of them get even heavier as well too. I'm going to have some fun with it. So just as a reminder, next week I'm probably going to be back on too, either tomorrow or maybe early Monday, do some more jamming. And probably by that time I'll have learned some more patches on here. Just a reminder, Wednesday is Derek Shrinian. It's probably just going to be an audio. It'll be on YouTube live, but it's probably just going to be an audio based. Probably no visuals other than us screens going by because we don't have camera for Derek. Friday evening the 20th, I have Rudy Sarzo, world-renowned bassist, on the show. And then actually the next night, Junior and I are going to jam with George Lopez. So we're looking forward to that. We're on George's guest list for the Windsor Casino. He's doing obviously his comedy tour. So we're going to go jam with George. The boy wants to get some stuff signed, so he's probably going to bring his Wolfgang down and have George sign it. And we'll film. We'll bring a couple of the micro stacks down. And George, I'm going to bring the 5150 Stripe down for George to play it. And that'll be fun. And we'll have some fun. It's going to be a lot of fun, actually. Looking forward to that. Still hasn't really sunk in yet that we're going to be doing that. So it's a fun week. Derek Shrinian, Rudy Sarzo, George Lopez, and then some Line 6 jamming in between them. It's going to be a fun week, and I want to celebrate it with all you guys. You know, this is not fun unless you guys are having fun as well too. And I hope I entertained you for a little bit. Perfect time to end, 3:16. Perfect time. There we go. All right, 3:16, time to end it. I hope you guys had fun. Thanks for humoring me and not being too hard on me for sure. But I'm having a lot of fun with this unit, having a lot of fun with the show, having a lot of fun with you guys. Oh, no problem about the language. I didn't really see anything that's any bad. And have I joined the Helix Facebook group? Yes, I have. Oh, have I joined it? I love it. I love it. And the really cool thing is everyone's treating me nice. I walk in there as a newbie and I just ask them questions, and everyone's here. I can help you. Do this, do this, do this. I'm not used to that. I'm not used to, because sometimes people can be mean. You know, you just ask a question, get out of here. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay, I'm gone. No problem. Olympus Rock Video says, thank you for the great tunes, Eric. And Axis says, thank you. Thank Eric. Yeah, no problem. You're very welcome. Guys, have a fantastic Saturday afternoon and evening, or wherever it is from where you guys are at. Brad, thanks as well. And your support means a lot. I can't tell you how much it means. We're just on the cusp of 4,000 subscribers. I'm very honored, and hard to believe. It's nothing like the other guys, like the 50,000, 100,000, and a million and stuff like that. But to me, it means just as much. It really does. Great demo, Eric. Cheers from Ian Lorimer. So guys, thank you. I appreciate that, Ian. I'm going to turn it over to Little Man, you know the routine, and he's going to tell us his name, what he's playing, and I ended kind of modified the out credits so you can see old Eric and young Eric together. It's a lot of fun. Guys, you rock. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Tell your friends if we'll post a Dream Theater video cover on the Helix group soon. Maybe you'll see it. Haha, all the sounds will be out of the Helix. Mickey, please do that for sure. And if I don't happen to see it, tag me, please, or send me a message, say I posted it. And Tactical 63, oh, yeah, you're a little late on jumping off, buddy. I'm so sorry. I'd like to play some more, but I don't even know what I've got all set. Really, I don't know what else I've got I can play for you at the moment. I don't think I have any other tunes that are in Logic at the moment. Let me see. No, I don't at the moment. No. Well, it's one of those things, you know what? Always end on a good note. I could end up screwing stuff up and then it'd be like, oh, I turned an okay show into a train wreck. So how about we just... okay, there you go. I need to play my Helix now. And then Axis says what he said. Well, if I've inspired you, if that's what it means by the sound and whatever, then I'm very happy because it did that to me. So all I am is just a conduit between this unit and I'm not doing anything fancy. The unit does all the work. I love this thing to death. I really need to learn it though. I need to learn about these snapshots and things like that so I can kind of change kind of pieces of a preset within a preset. I think that's the concept of it. And if any of you guys have well, you do have Helixes. If you have some tips and suggestions you'd like to send to me, please email me if you like, info@evhgeardiscussion.com. I hate to say that name, but evhgeardiscussion.com. Email me to say, Erica, check this out, or here's a good video I think you should check out. I have seen a lot. But any tips you can send my way, and I'll be more than happy to give you shout outs on the show, send you some stickers or whatever I can do to return the favor. Just at least you'll know from my heart that I'm thankful. So send some tips my way, okay? And I appreciate it. And I want to learn this stuff so I can continue to do good videos for you. So I guess today was a bit of a positive note, positive spin. I'm very happy with that. So long rambling finished. Turn to a Little Man. Here we go. See you real soon. Go have a fun weekend. Cheers.
Hey, my name is Eric and I'm playing the Frankenstrat guitar.
Video production services provided by Design 39 Media. Visit design39media.com for all your website photography and video production needs.